starting a clothing brand. This is something I've been doing behind the scenes for a very, very long time. It really comes down to how it looks when it's being worn. That is the most important thing, is how it looks on a body. This is an update. First, thank you to everyone that purchased some pieces from my website when I dropped my last video. I think I had a total of 7 orders. Thank you to everyone that purchased. We have 5 of those orders right here, packaged up and ready to go. And then I have an order right here, and then another one right here that hasn't been packed yet. Those 2 items are for that person that goes into that box. And then we have those items that goes into this box. Of course, there's still a lot of pieces remaining from here and also in the back. So be sure to check those out if you are interested. Now, you guys mentioned that you like the vlog style of the last video. So of course, I'm gonna attempt to do more of those for you guys. I just felt like I should film this segment and kind of give you guys more of an update of what's going on with these orders, because it has been like 4 days or so since the orders were placed. So I wanted to update you guys on what's been going on with it, even though by the time you guys see this, it's probably gonna be quite a while since this situation's been going on, but still figured I'll tell you guys about it. Before we get into that, if you are watching this video and if you enjoyed the video through this entire video, how long it's ever going to be, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to just leave a comment. Let me know something. Let me know if you're enjoying the video. Let me know if you like what's happening. So whatever thoughts, ideas, comments you have, drop them down below. And of course, don't forget to hit the like button if you are liking the video. If you watch YouTube, of course, you know likes do help creators a lot. And sometimes some people can be a little bit stingy about it, or they can just forget. So if you don't mind, drop a like on this video and that will really help me out a lot. This is a situation. As you guys know, I dropped a video selling my clothes. This is something I've done for quite a while. There's been a bit of a small issue, I guess, in terms of how you look at it. Some of the back end of my website had to be updated, which was more like plugins. And the plugin that I use to operate the sales on my website is called WooCommerce. That's the plugin that allows for you to basically host a store on a WordPress website, which is what my website is hosted on. The situation there is that WooCommerce had some updates with payment processing. This is outside of my field house. I did develop and build my own website, but I'm still not super savvy with all of the apps and how that stuff works. So I updated everything, updated the payment system, which required WooCommerce to have a different app called Woo Payments, which was in like connection with Stripe. What happened was I didn't have any new items that went on my website around that time. So I never knew if it was connected or set up the right way. Fast forward now to when I listed all these items, 5 of the orders went through my normal processing payment type, which was PayPal. I've always only used PayPal. I just tried to add this new payment system in, thinking it may be helpful for some other people, not realizing the issues that could come with it. What ended up happening was, back in March, Stripe sent me an email, which I'm gonna put that right here. Stripe sent me this email. I just never happened to see it. So we fast forward all of this time and I'm having these issues, which is, I didn't explain the issue. The issue was that 2 of the orders were placed and they, from my understanding, paid directly with their credit cards. Me personally, I don't really like to do that. Anytime I order something, I always use PayPal, which is how I've always accepted payments. It's more of a safety precaution for the buyer and the seller just to use PayPal. That's why I always use PayPal. But anyway, two of you guys use Stripe, which is using your card directly. What happened was, because Stripe sent me that email and I never saw it, I never paid attention to it, I just now found out about this email. They put the ability to receive payments on pause, but I was still able to receive the payments, I just couldn't have them deposited into my actual account. So basically these 2 payments that I received for these orders, they're pending and they've been pending since the payments were received. So of course that's my fault for not seeing the email, but then even followed up with another email. So I never knew. I contacted Stripe to try to get it figured out and get it sorted so I can package up these pieces and send them to you guys, because personally, I don't want you guys waiting for these items longer than you have to. It's been some days now. It's been about at least 4 to 5 days and I don't want you guys waiting any longer. I personally try to get items packaged out within at least 2 to 3 days. That's how I like to operate. I don't want you guys waiting. I was waiting to get these last 2 orders so I could ship them all at once, but the 5 that I already have packaged up, I'm just gonna ship those, and I'm also gonna send an email. I haven't done it yet, but the 2 guys that are currently waiting, you'll see this email way before you see this video. So if you're watching this video, of course, you would already got my email about the situation, and hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully I would have got it resolved by then. But as of right now, that's the situation. I've sent an email back to Stripe, letting them know that all of these pieces are mine. Okay, I showed you the email, but I didn't explain the email. Basically, the email was saying, I'll put it up here again because I didn't even explain what that email said. I'm sure you saw it though. The email is saying that due to the items that I'm selling being items from different brands and different companies, they wanted to verify that I had the ability to sell these items. They wanted the ability to, or they wanted me to verify that I actually purchased these pieces. They want to make sure that I'm not selling stolen goods, which I do understand the precaution. It's just extremely inconvenient for me, mainly because you guys saw how many pieces I listed, over 100 pieces, 140 something pieces. And at the time I received that email back in March, I had over 80 pieces listed on my website. Mind you, I have never, in all the years I've been selling my clothes out of my own wardrobe, I have never had that be a problem. But I guess because Stripe is their own different entity, they just want to make sure that, everything is on the up and up. The problem here is that I won't say it's impossible, but it just makes things very sticky with me trying to provide a receipt for every single piece that I'm selling. That is very, very hard to do, especially when some stuff I've had in my wardrobe for years. For tax purposes and for filing my taxes, because this, of course, what I'm doing is my business, I do store all of those things, pieces, for tax purposes. I have to. But after a couple years, that's not something that's readily available. I've already filed those taxes. Everything is backlogged. But I can't send Stripe receipts for every single piece that I'm selling. It doesn't work that easily. Nothing is stolen. Of course, I purchased most of the stuff that I'm selling. Some stuff I got for free from brands and things like that. I talked to the guy on the phone just yesterday. Spoke to a guy on the phone yesterday for over an hour trying to get it cleared up so he can help me. Long story short, he wasn't able to help me. So I'm pretty much, basically, I responded to the email, is waiting to hear back. And then that's that. Of course, those 2 guys who are waiting for these items, I'm going to email you. I haven't done that yet. I'm going to email you guys and then let you know the situation and then see how we can move forward and proceed. But as of right now, I've disabled anything but PayPal payments. If it ain't PayPal, don't do it, because I don't need no more of these issues. So if you're going to purchase something from my website, make sure you use PayPal just to make sure that the payment can go through and you can get these items so there won't be any more headaches. And of course, if I did everything correctly, you won't see any other options but PayPal. Yeah, that's the situation. I'll be coming back at you guys with another update when I have one. All right, so have an update. Last night was when I gave you guys an update. Today is a brand new day. I reached out to Stripe and they reached back out with good news, letting me know that they lifted the restriction from my account, which of course that's what we wanted. So now these payments can be cleared, which hasn't happened yet, but once those payments are cleared, I can ship out these last 2 packages. Last night I reached out to those 2 viewers. Those guys were Josiah and Kyle. If you guys are watching this video, I'd imagine that by the time you see this, you would have those packages already, because I don't know how long it's going to take for those payments to clear, but I'm assuming, today being a Thursday, I'm assuming that would happen before, I don't know, hopefully before Christmas. As you can see, I'm still in my pajamas. It's early in the day. That was a quick update. When I package them up, I'm going to, do that on camera for you guys. And then I got to ship these other packages out that I've already packaged up that's ready to go. The 2 that's remaining, I don't think I'm going to package those today because I got to get the payments first. But the ones that's ready to go, those will be shipping out today. Today is Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to everybody. This video, of course, is going to be coming out after Christmas. Hopefully this video is out before New Year, but if it is, Happy New Year. And I hope you guys enjoyed your holiday season. I'm not sure when I last picked up the camera and spoke to you guys. It must have been like a good 3 to 4 days, but I'm coming to you guys to let you know that I have got the funds cleared. Now, since we got that cleared up, it's time to get these packages fully packaged and of course get them shipped out tomorrow, because it's been a good probably a week or so since they made this purchase. It's really not that bad. It's like as long as like a time duration, but like I told you guys at some point in this video, I try to get things out at least 3 to 4 days. A week is pushing it, but it was kind of out of my hands. So not even kind of, it was out of my hands, but now we got it cleared up. It's time to get these things shipped out. The first one I'm gonna take care of is gonna be this one here. So we got those 2 items, which is gonna go in this box. As you can see, I already got the box prepped. The box has been prepped for, man, I don't know, like probably since the day or probably like a couple days after they placed the order. I just had to get the funds situated. So now that it's situated, we're gonna get them packaged up inside this box. So we got this vest, this Zara vest. So he purchased this, give it a good fold. Numbers latest at the bottom of the box. And then we have this crossbody bag, and just gonna lay that right on top of it. So it's laid in the box like this. Everything is in there nice and neat. We got the vest and then this laying right on top of it. So then I'm just gonna line it with another layer of paper just to kind of, you know, make sure it's well packaged and it's, at least has a nice looking presentation to when he opens it. So I have the paper to put on top of it, but before I do that, I'm actually gonna weigh the package to make sure everything is good, the weight is good, and then probably print out the label and then finish packing it up. Alright, let's see. Alright, so this package is 2 pounds, 14.7 ounces. I don't know if you can see that. There you go, 2 pounds, 14.7 ounces. So essentially 3 pounds. So that's what we're gonna enter into the label making thing. So now we're gonna create the shipping label. I'm gonna try not to show you no personal information. If anything shows, I'll just blur it out. So we got 3 pounds on the package, and then the box, I'm gonna use, it's about a large melon box. All right, so use these package details. Now I'm turning it because some personal information is gonna pop up, shipping addresses and all that stuff. Priority. And then let's see here. All right, so now I'm going to buy the label. It's purchasing. And then once it's purchased, then I can print. All right, that's done. So now I print. Here's a label, where it's coming from, the weight, all of that good stuff. It's ready to print. So now we got the label, tape gun. Let's go ahead and finish packing this thing up. So I'm just gonna lay this on top. Try to wrap it around the pieces in here. I mean, you don't really gotta be perfect, you just gotta sit on top of the stuff. And then that's good enough. And now we're gonna finish packing it up. This tape gun has seen better days. All right. And then I'm gonna slap this on there. I'll just put that like here. And boom. And then there we go. One down, one more to go. This package is going to be quite a bit more pieces. I already have everything over here. It's going to include these pieces and then these pieces. So I already tested it. The pieces are going to fit. It's just going to be a bit of a tight squeeze, which is all right. As long as it fits, that's all that really matters. Everything has been folded up pretty neatly. So we have, I'm going to put these at the bottom, these sweats right here. So put these at the bottom. And then I'm going to put these sweats right on top of that. That should work. And then we have another pair of pants. And every time I fold pants, this little lip right here, I just always just cuff that in there and then lay that right on top. So now we have 3 more pieces left. And then we have another pair of pants, which I'm gonna put right on top of those. I'm just gonna refold these. Just lay those on top like that, and that should close just fine. And then the other 2 pieces is gonna go into this little corner here. I'm gonna have to fold this a little bit smaller, and then the t-shirt can go right on top of this. So let's fold this up here. So folded that much smaller, and then it fits pretty well right there. So I don't know if you can see that, but I got it fit right here in this corner, so that t-shirt should fit right in there. Then I'll do the same thing. I'll layer over paper, then I would like block it up. So it'll be perfect. Black always has a way of picking up those little fuzzies. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit this with the lint roller, and then I'll finish packing it. Gotta hit this with this lint roller because black always just picks up so much lint. Damn it. All right. Actually, it wasn't even that bad for real. Wasn't that much on here. All right. Hit the back. The back was a little bit worse, but we good now. I gotta fold this into a bit of a smaller cube shape. So the size has gotta go in a little bit further to get it smaller. So that side should be good. Bring this side in. So all right, and this should fit perfectly inside in that little spot I made. And then of course after that we gotta weigh it, then create the label, and then close it up. All right, let's go put it in the box. it out to make sure there's no wrinkles. And this is the fully packed box. So it's able to fit everything in there. So once I get that layer of paper over it, and then seal it up, it'll be tight, but it fit. The weight on this one is 7.3. So I'm going to put it in at 7.5. You always gotta round up a little bit because in the event that you're under, they still gonna charge you for that. And if they don't charge you, they're gonna charge the person that receives it. And you don't want that. I've made mistakes in the past and they definitely came back and got that money. I've even had them come back a couple years later and tell me that my package was underweight or underpaid or whatever. And it was like 3 years later. I don't know how they do that. This works much better when there's a lot of clothes in here. So it's a clean look. All right. All right, second one, ready to go. All right, so now that those are all packaged up and ready to go, I'm going to ship those out tomorrow. Then I'm going to also email the guys the tracking number so they have it. So if they want to be able to track it, they can. Yo. Okay. Well, that was stupid. I just made myself dizzy. All right, I am back. Of course, you guys wouldn't know, but it's been like, what, two weeks, I think? A little over 2 weeks. Today is January 15th. So this is my first time filming, I believe, of this new year of 2024. The video that you're watching, of course, I started it when, I don't remember when I started the video, but it was before the new year. I remember it was like around Christmas time. I was telling you guys about the issues I was having with the orders that would place on my website. That was a situation, but I got it figured out. Packages have been sent a while ago. So of course, you know, those viewers would have got those pieces already. I had a couple more orders since then. The meat and potatoes of this video, as you can see from the title, it's gonna be about my clothing brand. I'm gonna be talking about that the rest of this video. I'm actually gonna do like an official setup and actually make it a little more of a higher production. Not to say that this vlog has been bad, but I'm actually gonna set up my other camera and kind of talk to you guys about it more officially. This video is actually taking so long to be finished because things have been getting put on hold. Not really put on hold, but pushed back. There's some mistakes that have been made. I'm gonna talk to you guys about everything officially, but things just didn't work out the way I initially planned. I planned to have pieces already dropped before the new year. It just didn't work out that way. I was supposed to use this video to announce it, which is why the video kept getting pushed back. But I've thought about it, and it's been as of right now, it's been like a month since my last video. And as much as you guys may not know, but I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I've decided to just finish this video, just proceed with the announcement and drop the video. And then of course, whatever happens, happens, but that's what we're going to do. So I want to go in more detail about the clothing brand and tell you the history, because there's a lot to really talk about when it comes to it. It's officially a new brand, but conceptually it's not. This is something I've been working on for a very, very, very long time. You know what? I'm gonna just set up and then we're gonna talk about it. So I went ahead and pulled out most of what I need, which is all right here. The last thing I'm gonna need is gonna be my mic, which I usually set that up last. The way I always work when I'm getting ready to film, I start by setting up the camera, making sure I got the right angle. It's showing what I need to be showing. Then I usually switch to lighting because of course the lighting is just as important. And then while I'm doing lighting, I make adjustments with the camera, make sure everything is cohesive. And then I usually work with the sound last. So it's usually angle, lights, sound, and then I usually finishes the setup. What I have to do is now figure out exactly where I'm gonna be filming at. I'm leaning towards just using my desk here. That's more like the simple angle. If you've seen most of my videos, in my office down here, there's like 4 or 5 areas that I usually film in. Like if it's outfits, then you usually see this as a backdrop with that pulled down. Of course, it's just usually further back, and then you see that with the thing pulled down, the backdrop pulled down. Or I may do something like this, and you see like that angle. Or where else do I film at? Or I might do something like sit here, and then you have like that as a backdrop. I got basketball on right now. The Warriors versus the Grizzlies. Where else do I film at? Sometimes I might film here, like just stand up. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, or just sit at the desk. I think that's 5. There's like 5 or 6 that I'll use. I've done this before too, standing here with that being the backdrop. So I have like 5 to 7 angles that I use. But I think for this one, since it's gonna be like more of like a chit chat, kind of an explanation, and more of like just a run through of what I've been doing, what I'm going to be doing in this brand that I'm launching, I think I'm gonna just sit here. I'm gonna sit here and not make it too fancy. It's all part of this vlog. I'm just gonna have like more of like a slightly higher production looking piece inside this vlog. So that's what we're gonna do. So I gotta set up, get a good angle, get the lights like I told you, and then you guys are gonna see how I do that. So yeah, let's get set up. This tripod that I'm using is not the tripod that I usually use when I'm doing videos like this. This tripod, I solely use it for when I'm doing vertical videos, short form videos, because it usually works better with that kind of setup. I have a different, more of like a heavy duty tripod. It's a Manfrotto, and I use that for more videos like this. But since I already had this on this one, I didn't feel like switching it. So I'm just gonna rock out with this as it is. All right, so I think I got my angle right. Like I said, start here first, and you probably can't see much there. Let me help you out here. All right, that's better. Basically got it lined up with the chair. I always use these guides. You can see those lines on the screen. Hope you can see those. Basically, it's a rule of thirds. If anybody is into video production, you know what rule of thirds is. And you can use these guidelines on your camera to put the rule of thirds lines on your screen to make sure that your subject is always in the center, which is what those lines are. You can kind of see those there. You can see it better there. So I have my chair directly in the center to make sure that my body and my head is going to be right where like the center box is at. Very important. It's more pleasing to the eye to do it this way. Also important to get lines even. So this pillar here is lined up vertically with the end of the shot. And if it's happened to be off a little bit, I can always fix it in post. All right, so now that the camera is good, I gotta turn that off, by the way. I always forget to turn the camera off. Now that that's good, next I'm gonna work with the lighting, and then we can make some adjustments in the camera if we need to. So I use these two video lights. These are by the brand Newer, however you say it, Newer. And these are the SL60W. Godox also makes a light very, very similar to this. These I do believe are an old model though. So these might be a little out of date. I've had these since 2021, about three to 4 years. I don't know exactly. These are what I use. Sometimes I only need one depending on how much light I'm getting from my actual studio lights or lights that I have down here. In most cases I use two. Plus the lens that I have is not like a low light lens. So I need more lights to, it's not the smallest aperture. The lower number aperture you have, the more light that lens can let in. The higher number aperture you have on a lens, the less light it lets in. That is gonna be a 2.8, which is fairly good. It's more of like the cinematic approach, but it's not a whole lot of light. So I use these two to get more light. Again, if you're into video production, you kind of understand what that means. If not, then it won't make much sense to you and it won't mean much. But now we gotta set these up, so let's do that. I feel like the volume's too loud on the TV and I don't know what happened to my remote. I found it. This is going to be the tentative setup as of right now, because I gotta basically test the lighting and everything. Through here it looks decent. Let me see if I can get you guys a better shot of that. It looks decent through here. Everything is so bright now because of these lights. Let me turn this one off real quick. It looks a little decent through here. But what I usually do is do like a test clip just to make sure everything is going to look good when I actually sit down and edit the entire video. This is something I've done for a little while. Once I set everything up far as the lights go, I do some test shots just to make sure that that's good. If I got to make any adjustments, I make it. And then once I set up the audio, I do another test shot to make sure the audio sounds good. If I got to make any adjustments, I make it. So the entire process can literally take up to like 40 minutes to an hour, sometimes more, just depends. Ow, ow, ow. Damn, I just stepped on this darn connector cord with no damn shoes on. So now I'm about to do the test video like I said I would be doing. This is just testing the lighting, testing the angle, making sure everything looks good. As I'm looking into my viewfinder, I feel like this light might be a little bit too harsh. Might be a little bit, but since the viewfinder is so small, I really can't see. But that's where I'm gonna do the test shot. Man, those lights make it hot up in here. Sheesh. Just as I suspected, the light to the left of me, it was hitting pretty harsh. Yeah, as you can see, that light to the left of me right over here, that light's hitting pretty harsh. This is the light that was hitting a little bit too hard. So I'm gonna drop that one down just a little bit, but I think this one was good. Right now, this one is outputting at 30%. As you can see, there's 30%. Let's drop it down to like 20. Drop it down 10%. All right, 20%. See if that works. Now that the camera and the lights are all good, I'm gonna switch to the audio. The mic's gonna sit right here. I'm gonna be sitting right here, and this is gonna be right over my head, so you can hear me, but without really seeing it in the camera. So I gotta grab the mic and then test it. I'm sitting here like this. The mic is literally right there. So it's not even barely a foot away from my face. And the whole goal is to, you probably saw me doing this, the whole goal is to have it not be visible in the camera. So you can't see it, but it's literally, it ends right here. So that's the whole goal. So right where that mic ends, right there, it's right outside of the frame, just barely. You can't even see it. So that's what that setup looks like. So now what I'm gonna do is do one more test with the audio. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna set this up too, which is gonna be the monitor. Again, just to make sure the framing is good. There's no additional stuff inside the frame that I don't want there. It gives me a bigger point of view. I'm gonna do that and make sure that looks good. And boom, we got action. You can see basically what the entire shot's gonna look like. I just don't have the lights on, but let me turn those on real quick. Let me fix this for you guys. And boom. Everything looks good, everything is crispy. Lastly, I just gotta test the audio, make sure the audio is good. But once that's good, I'm ready to rock. But I'm gonna test the audio and then I'm gonna get rolling. I am officially testing the audio. Just wanna make sure all of this sounds good. Want to make sure that I'm getting a proper sound out of the microphone. The lighting looks good, the audio's good, the framing is good. As long as everything's good, we're ready to rock. And that's basically kind of what my ramble's like. That's almost what I say almost all the time. Check the audio, check this, test this, blah, 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 blah. The lighting looks good, the audio's good, the framing is good. As long as everything's good, we're ready to rock. I have a lot of space above my head, which is not a problem. It's like that's actually good. But I want to tilt down the camera just a little bit. So it's more of me in the shot. So I'm gonna do that. And then also looking at this, I can see that my hoodie needs to be, I got a lint roll back because you probably can't see it here, but there's a few like little lint on it. So I'm gonna try to get that off and then put some lotion on my hands, and there we could go. I want to tilt this down just a little bit. I think I got it. But now it's time to just do one more test. You know what? Let me do the lint roller on my hoodie before I forget that. It's always one of those like frustrating moments where you look back at your footage and you notice that you have like a stain or lint, a piece of crumb on your beard hair or something, just something. But it's like you're gonna rock with it because you're not about to refilm the whole video. Trust me, I've been there. I think I'm ready. I got everything set up. I did my final test for the audio, the visual, got my hoodie lint rolled. Last thing I gotta do is put some lotion on. So let me do that before I forget. Always keep lotion on the desk when it comes for filming. Usually I turn my AC or heat off because I don't want like the background noise, especially if it's like an official sit down video, I do that. But because this was being more like a vlog style video and background noise is typical in a vlog video, I'm gonna leave it on. And plus it's like 10 degrees outside, so nobody needs to be getting cold. I almost forgot one of the most important parts. Always gotta have water nearby while I'm filming. Now I'm about to stop talking to you guys and then switch over to you guys. So yeah, man, we are officially here. I'm officially rolling. And now I'm gonna walk you through what this entire video is all about, really. My clothing brand. So as you guys can see, I am starting a clothing brand, which of course is new to you guys. Man, this has been like a few years ongoing, but I feel like there was a video like a year or two. We're in 2024 now, and this video must have been in like 2021 or 2022. I feel like 2022. When I said I was in the beginning stages of starting a clothing brand.
I'm in the beginning stages of currently planning around the idea of starting a clothing brand. I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but what that means is just testing other garments, buying things from other brands to kind of see what they do and how they do things. It was more of like a research mission more than anything.
I may even have mentioned it before then. All of this dates back to 2018, summer of 2018. I had the idea to start a clothing brand. The problem with it is I didn't know the actual direction to take, and the whole concept just seemed foreign to me. I didn't know what to do for production. I didn't know if I should do like wholesale. I didn't know if I should get blank t-shirts and then print on those. Did I want to do graphic t-shirts? Like, how was I going to do this? How was I going to find a manufacturer? How was I going to find a supplier? I didn't know what to do. How do you go about getting artwork done? Do you design it yourself? I just did whatever I knew to do, and I just play around with some designs myself. I literally have designs from 2018 that is never going to see the light of day because I don't like those. And after all of these years, my style has changed so much that what I was going to be doing, or what I initially conceptualized, it didn't make much sense. But at the same time though, that wasn't the reason why I never pushed forward. In 2018, summer 2018, I officially had what I wanted my brand name to be, which, should I tell you guys in this video or just wait? You know what? I'm gonna hold that. I'm gonna hold the brand name just for a little bit because I think it can be its own separate video. Once I had the brand name, I started to go into the whole logo designing phase. I played around with some logos myself, but I didn't like any of them. So I had this homie of mine I knew reach out to him he's like more of an artist and illustrator and all that kind of stuff. So I reached out to him to potentially get me a logo done. I told him the whole concept, what I was kind of looking for. Not too long after that, I'm talking about maybe like a few weeks or so, my dad calls me and my dad tells me that he's sick. And at the time he was living in the Virgin Islands. I've told a story back then around, when this stuff happened. He was living in the Virgin Islands, but he had to come up. And a long story short, he had him getting really, really sick and then had to stay. So that whole time, I disappeared from the internet. I was focusing on real life, my father's health and all that kind of stuff. The whole thing just had to be put on pause because it was going to take more time than I was able to give it. Content was put on pause. The brand concept, the brand idea, starting the brand, and really just learning more about what my direction is supposed to be for the brand. All of that got put on pause. All of that got put on pause. We fast forward, we're in 2019 now. The brand was still put on pause. I tried to focus more on content, and I didn't pick back up with the whole concept of the brand back in beginning of 2020. After 2019, right at the beginning of 2020, I'm like, okay, I think now makes sense for me to actually get this rolling. But of course, as we all know what happened in 2020, the pandemic hit. At that point, I was like, nah, this don't make sense right now. This don't make sense for me to try to start this. So I was like, you know what? Let me go back to trying to just learn as much as I can, figure out exactly what I want my direction to be. I put a pause on it in 2020. It just didn't make sense. That entire year was pretty much the pandemic year, as we all know. In 2021, I was like, I gotta pick back up on this because I want to pick back up on this. So I got my logo made in 2021. I think in April of 2021. I didn't end up using that guy I originally was going to go through. I just found somebody online. I wanted something different than I wanted in 2018. And that's kind of how you just change. And usually where you start is not what you end up doing over time. That's just really is how we go as people. Then it was okay, direction. What direction am I going to take? How am I going to figure this out? What am I going to do? How do I set the foundation of my brand? Do I do an LLC? Do I not do an LLC? How do I find my manufacturer? All of this stuff was weighing on my head and I just did not know what to do. It can be a good thing and it could be a bad thing, but I'm the kind of person who likes to analyze the entire board before I make my first move. That's just kind of how I operate. But what happens is with certain things, I end up thinking, think some more, then I don't do nothing. I've had such a horrible habit of doing that throughout my life because I am an OD thinker. I think a lot, sometimes to a fault and sometimes to a benefit. It depends on the situation. But when it came down to this clothing brand, I overthought every single aspect. So in 2021, after I had the logo made, I didn't know what to do. So like, I kind of like just put it back on the back burner. But at the same time, I'm in my head, I'm like, and that's kind of where I talked about in 2021. I'm at the beginning stages of starting a clothing brand. So my whole mindset at that point was like, you know what? Study other brands, study what they're doing, study their packaging, study their branding, study their tags, their labeling, study what they're doing so you can educate yourself. Look more at fabrics because I bought so much clothes, and for the most parts, like, I'm not an expert with fabrics, don't get me wrong. I don't know a lot at all, but I know enough because I buy and wear clothes, just like we all do. I just happen to buy and wear different types because this is what my interest is, kind of what I'm passionate about. I just started studying other brands. I got to figure out a brand identity for myself. Like, I have my name, but what do I want my identity to be? What do I want my price points to be? I can't just jump in and do it because I want to do it. I actually got to study this to figure out, especially if I want this to be like a long-term thing, a long-term commitment. If I want to produce quality, I got to learn as much as I can, educate myself as much as I can so I can produce that for people that want to buy into it, my audience. It's just for myself because it's what I like. That's the kind of person I am. I'm a quality kind of person. I just kind of, if you look at my content for all these years, I just like quality. You guys watch me set up everything that I did just to get this shot, to get this footage. I like quality. I like to buy quality clothes. So for that reason, I want to produce quality clothes. So I just studied, and I spent 2021 studying, and in 2022, I was like, I'm ready to start. Or at least I thought I was. In the beginning of that year, laid down the entire foundation for my clothing brand. I got the LLC. I decided I'm gonna go that route. Opened my bank accounts, did everything I needed to do. Got a business phone number. I got permits to make sure I can sell. I can even go somewhere in the state and sell offhand because I have a permit to do that. Everything I needed to do to set a foundation. I got business credit already. Like, I literally got everything set from the foundation. The next step was just finding a manufacturer and starting to put pieces in production. I folded because remember that thing I said to me, thinking, I outthought myself, and I got it in my own head. So this is what happened. I started thinking about the first pieces I want to produce. Would it just be one piece? Would it be one piece with multiple colorways? Would it be more than one piece? And I'm like, for the first one, I probably should just do one piece, maybe one color, two colors. What colors do I want to do? But I overthought it. Then I started learning more about like tech packs. And the best way to communicate with the manufacturer is through a tech pack. And I was like, what the heck is that? Like, how do I even make one of those? All I had to do was reach out to a manufacturer and get started. I needed to make a tech pack, so I started researching tech packs, but at the same time, in my mind, I was like, starting this brand is gonna be an investment. Any business that you go into is an investment. I knew that my target audience, at least my initial target audience, was going to be my viewers. Like, that's the people that watch my content. Here's where my mind messed with me. And not to say that my way of thinking was bad, I just should have been more positive in my thought process. I should have been more confident within myself. What I did was I looked at my channel and looked at my views. The kind of views I was getting then, it's still kind of where my views are at. No, they're actually worse now. My views are worse now. My views in 2022, I didn't feel confident in investing into manufacturing and production, even getting samples, with feeling like I probably wouldn't sell any. It's such a poor mindset. It's a pathetic mindset, really, but it's an honest mindset. That was really how I felt. Then I was like, okay, well, like, what if I get a bulk and nobody buys it? That's where I was at in 2022, where I was like, I have to learn more. I have to learn how to make a tech pack. I have to learn how to communicate with manufacturers. I have to learn what the best approach of this is. I can't do this right now. Let me learn a little bit more how to communicate with manufacturers and get my views up so I feel more comfortable producing garments for people to purchase. I put it on the back burner. I pretty much chickened out, and that was 2022. 2023 comes. That's pretty much still where I was at within the learning phase, but I wanted to drop in 2023. It just so happens is 5 months into the year of 2023 And then as some of you already know, I ended up losing my mom. My mom passed, then my nephew passed a month later, and then that was like a snowball effect. After I was working my way out of like just that funk that I was in mentally, October, I was like, I gotta get back on it. I gotta figure this out and I gotta drop before the end of this year. I just have to because I can't go into 2024, 5 years into this, setting up your whole board and not making no moves. My board was set. Like I had everything conceptualized. I had mapped out the entire board. I mapped out my first few steps and I never even took the first one. I got past the I'm so scared, I don't know what to do. And I just said, dude, figure it out. You're a smart enough dude. You have been working in this clothing space for such a long time. You know what you like. This is me talking to myself, by the way. You may not be getting as many views as you want on your videos, but that doesn't mean that people aren't going to want to buy the clothing that you produce. I just had this moment where I told myself, and I was like, listen, Rio, if you can wear it and make it look good, then you can sell it. And since I told myself that, I'm doing it. I have to do it and I'm not gonna fear anything else. I'm just gonna do it. Towards the fall, like I started working on my tech pack, watching videos about how to make tech packs, what tech packs are supposed to include, working on my mock-ups, working on my colorways, everything that I needed to do just to take that next step because that's where I fell off at in 2022. Chickened out and just like was like, I'm gonna wait again. Nah, I picked back up on it at the end of the year. I purchased Illustrator, the month-to-month version of Illustrator. I didn't know how to use Illustrator and I'm still like a novice at it. I'm still brand new, but I've been learning Illustrator. I've been learning how to design because what I want to do is to create quality garments. Like I already mentioned, I want to create quality garments. Let me not get this twisted. I'm not reinventing the fashion wheel. I'm not reinventing fashion. I'm not reinventing style, but I want to create pieces. I want to create pieces for me to wear and of course create stuff for you guys to purchase and wear. It kind of goes in line to what the clothing brand name is going to be, but again, I'm gonna pause on that. I'm not going to tell you in this video. So many times that I bought pieces and I bought clothing and I bought items or whatever. I wear it, I put it together, I style it. Then I have this thing where it's like, I wish it was this color. I wish it had this detail on it. I wish it was like this. I wish it was like that. The I wishes are things that I'm going to create. The things that I look at and be like, that would be doper if it was like this. That's what I'm going to be creating. There's so many different things that I can do because like I've been doing this for such a long time. Designing, no, I haven't been designing at all. And that's a whole different ball game. The few pieces I've designed so far, and I think I have maybe like 5 or 6 pieces that I've designed through Illustrator. Those pieces are pieces that are going to be dropping throughout the year. My first piece is going to be, and I don't want to give too much away yet because it's not ready yet. I reached out to my manufacturer in November. My samples have been in production since the end of November. I paid from the end of November. They didn't start working on them until the 1st of December. The samples were supposed to be done before the middle of December. I was expecting to receive my samples before Christmas or before the end of the year. As of right now, January 15th, I don't have my samples yet because something happened and it was something I wasn't expecting. They made a mistake. They made a mistake on the samples and had to redo it. And he was still trying to get me to accept them. I've been dealing with that for the past couple weeks, just going back and forth, communicating with the manufacturer, just getting it right, getting it to be the way I want it to be. After, talking with him through Messenger, through WhatsApp and with everything, we came to the conclusion that communication just wasn't working as well. So we decided to do more video calls. So I've been doing video calls with them. I actually have one of the calls, not the entire call recorded because I might be giving away too much information and I want to keep some anonymity. How you say that word? Anonymity. I always struggle with that word. Anonymity. I think I said it right. I think anonymity. I want to keep some anonymity within it until I fully launch it. This video was supposed to be that. This video was not supposed to come out a month later. This video was supposed to be me announcing my clothing brand. Some of you may know that I had a second channel back in the day. When I used to have this channel called Rio J Nero, that channel was Rio J Nero Vlogs. I was gonna use that channel just to make more content that wasn't directly related to like lifestyle or fashion content. And I was supposed to have videos already ready over there that with my samples and everything, but it just didn't work out that way. All of my old vlogs, I privated those years ago. So there's no videos there, but if you want to subscribe to that channel, I'm gonna link it down below. I never liked sending people to a channel that has nothing on it. I was supposed to have videos already there to send you to, so it made more sense. But again, it just didn't work out that way. And I'm not gonna dwell on things that don't work out. It is what it is. You can't control every aspect. And all you can do the best is to control what you can control. If it's out of your control, don't worry about it too much. My pieces have gotten pushed back. I don't have my samples yet. As I mentioned, the samples are being reproduced at this point. Hopefully they can have it done before the end of this month. So next month I can kind of update you guys again, and we can kind of get this ball rolling, and I can go into the marketing phase of the pieces and, you know, officially let you guys know what the brand is going to be, the brand name is going to be, and let you guys know more about the actual products that I'm going to be utilizing my first run. This is a new journey for me, really. And although this is something I've been doing behind the scenes for a very, very long time, this is something I'm newly presenting to you guys, and I'm going to, you know, share as much as I can share on that other channel. I'll style the pieces here. I think I'm gonna do a lot more styling of my pieces here, and the other channel is gonna be like behind the scenes of everything. I will maybe have some of that here, but most of that's gonna be over there. And again, I'm gonna link that down below in the description section. And just a heads up, I did change that channel name. I changed that channel name like 2 months ago. So I think I changed it to More Rio. That's just the name of the channel, just More Rio. Because this is my main official channel. I'm Rio P is my official channel, and then that's gonna be More Rio. Starting a clothing brand. What I like to wear, how I like to wear stuff is what I'm gonna be producing. That's a whole new world of its own. Learning everything, you know, learning how to design. And I've been watching a lot of tutorials, and I gotta get better at that. But I know what I like. And I know the details I like to have in pieces. I am producing cut and sew garments. I believe in having a closet full of foundational essentials, versatile essentials, and I want to produce those as well as, you know, have your statement pieces. Like, I just want to produce garments, taking everything I've learned through all of my years, and I'm implementing it. My own silhouette. I didn't use anybody's size chart. I took pieces that I currently have, measured every single aspect of the garment. I don't want to take the exact piece. The shoulders, I measured the chest, I measured the length, I measured the sleeves, the hem, I measured the waistband. I measured every single thing that you can think of. Then I made it mine. I made tweaks to it. I made adjustments to it based off what I want the silhouette to be, what I want the fit to be, the cut to be, all the details to be, every single thing. It is a custom silhouette. Designed my neck labels, care labels. I designed everything. Back in 2018, the labeling was such a foreign thing to me. I was like, how do I do this? How do brands get this? I don't know what to do. I figured it out. I figured it the hell out. Bought my domain from my website in 2018. Locked down all my social handles in 2018. I locked down the TikTok handle in 2020. Everything has been done. My bank accounts, put money into these accounts. If you don't have anything coming in and you have expenses coming out, you're losing money. Because that account wasn't over a certain amount, I lost even more money in fees just to maintain the account. Over these past year and a half, I have blown money because I got scared. I screwed myself, basically. Rio, you can't do this no more. You're wasting your money, you're losing money, and you're not doing a damn thing about it. Figure it the hell out. That's what I did. I need these samples in by the end of this month. I told them I gotta have them before the end of this month. My goal is to spend February making content for you guys within the clothing brand space on that second channel. I'm still gonna be, of course, making videos on this main channel, but I'm really gonna be going crazy with that second channel. But anyway, I'm about to switch back over to the vlog and then close this thing out.
It felt good to finally let that out and just talk about it. I've been working on this for such a long time. I've been trying to keep it hush hush because I don't want to put too much information out there and then people look for it and wait for it. And although I'm putting this out now and you won't be seeing nothing until like another few weeks, that wasn't what I wanted, but I didn't want this video to go on as long as it did, like I mentioned. I didn't want that. If you guys enjoyed this video, of course, let me know. You guys mentioned that you liked the last vlog style video, so hopefully you guys will enjoy this one. Although this one, I don't think I ever left the house. I kind of meant to talk about that too. I don't know if you could tell from this footage, but like, I'm getting over like a cold. Like I had a sinus infection, I was sick, I was congested, I was nasally, and I'm still like that a little bit, but it's not as bad. So I feel like I'm pretty much, you know, I'm relieved of that for the most part, but I'm still like a little bit sick. So I think maybe like another few days and I'll be like, you know, perfect, but I don't think I'm there yet. Oh, the website. If you guys want to grab any pieces, like I still got a lot I haven't moved this stuff off of here yet. If you saw the last video, all this stuff has been here since. Check out the website. It is imriop.com/shop my closet. check it out. Grab some of these pieces off of me if you don't mind. Help a brother out. I'm gonna link it down below. Hopefully my samples will be done soon so I can share what I've been cooking up, and hopefully you guys will like them. Well, hope I'm gonna like them. I hope everything is, you know what they're gonna be. It's positive thoughts, positive thoughts. If you think negative, negative happens. You think positive, positive happens. But if negative happens while you're thinking positive, still positively think your way through the negative situation so you can see your way through clearly. When the samples come, I'm gonna share them. Anyway, I'm done with this video. All the links that you need will be down below. Link for the vlog channel, link for grabbing some pieces off my hand out of my closet. Check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Oh, the regular videos, I'm still gonna be doing like regular sit down videos. I have a couple that I have to finish mapping out, finish getting all together, and then I can get those out for you guys. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next video. Peace. Yes, the middle of the top of the pocket. Yes. So where the middle of the pocket is, the middle of the top of the pocket, I want the embroider logo detail to be over more. 14 centimeters from the end of the logo to the arm seam. Where you have it at right now is too close to the arm. When you sent me the video of it on the mannequin, I could see that it wasn't where I wanted it to be.
So you just change the logo placement, right?
Change the logo placement, and I want to change the seam in the back. Do you understand? That's what I'm thinking. Move that coming from the top. I want to get your opinion. What do you think?
You need to send the attach back to me.
I can do that. It really comes down to how it looks when it's being worn. That is the most important thing, is how it looks on a body. When you sent me the video of the mannequin, I was able to see how it looked on the mannequin.
Yeah, right.
Let me go down to my office so I can give you a better idea of what I was looking at.
It's not bad, not bad.
You think it'll work?
I think so far it's okay.
I can't see in person how many centimeters that is, but it looks to be maybe about 2 centimeters.
I think it's maybe some 1 or 2 centimeters sewing when they're stitching. Okay, many uncertain factor.
Uncertain factor?
Understand.
Is it like that now? Can we fix that with the next one?
Yeah, next one.
That's not working for me.
Find the color for me as big as dry as possible.